In this thesis, I'll explain why the tramp is a fuck boy, or shall we say a fuck dog. Oh shit, I'm live. Oh, well, uh, really, I'm just doing this live stream just to check it out, see what's about. I don't know anything about live streams. I've never done one before, so I'm like, well, let me try it out, see how badly I can fuck it up without promoting it at all. Hopefully nobody will see this if I fuck it up, and I can just blow it up and nobody will ever know how bad I fucked it up. But that being the case, what I'm going to be doing with this is, like I said, it's just a trial live stream. I'm going to be answering some Q&A that I got from Patreon, but also if you want to ask some questions in the live stream, if anybody joins this or not, check it out and leave a question. And if I can't get to all the questions, I will go do like EFAP did, come back later and answer all the questions just like EFAP does. So although they get like 5 million questions, I'll probably have like 5. But like I said, if you want to leave a question in the chat, you can do that. Until then, I'll answer a few Patreon questions. First one's from Alice Flag. What are your likes and dislikes about Hunter x Hunter as a show? Pacing, the characters, the lore, the direction of the show, etc. What's interesting about that is I would have had a different answer a couple weeks ago, but I'm up to episode 50. Now this shit's getting fire. It's getting pretty fucking awesome. And Kurapika was not even on my list as far as characters when I first started. But he was low tier, like F tier or whatever. And now he's jumped up. He's up there with Gon and Killua. Like, he's a bad motherfucker. He ain't fucking around. He's on a mission. We knew he was on a mission from God, but now we really know he's on a mission from God. And he ain't fucking around. As far as pacing goes, I think it is well-paced. Not as well-paced as my drinking, but it is well-paced. But I don't have much to compare it to. I haven't tried Castlevania today, or I'm going to be trying Castlevania today, but I haven't tried it yet. And I've done Dorohedoro. Other than that, I haven't seen much anime, so I have nothing to compare it to yet. As far as the lore, I think it's real interesting. The magic system is interesting. I see some people joining, so I'm talking about Hunter x Hunter. I got a question about that. And feel free to leave your questions in the comments where I got one. Will I ever do more episodes a week of Hunter x Hunter? I'm thinking about it. Because it's pretty easy to do it fast because I don't have to edit it. And editing is my major logjam. If I can do full reactions, then I could probably do 30 episodes a week of something, right? But having to edit is like everything you see me put on the channel is how fast I can edit. And I probably have one too many shows as far as editing goes. So what I really need, I'm trying to, like, once I get rid of a couple of shows like BoJack, I'll be able to consistently upload things and handle things when they get blocked and shit like that. That's the other problem. But back to your question, I'll probably be jumping up to 4 episodes a week after this marathon. So maybe as soon as next Saturday. Alrighty. So more to come about the Hunter x Hunter. Probably a better question for me when I get to about 75. All right. She also asked me, Alice Flag asked me my top 5 favorite, my least favorite shows I've ever seen. And I wrote a list so I won't be like stumbling around. My list in no particular order: Better Call Saul, Person of Interest, Lost. Yeah, I said Lost. The Explaining Lost channel has actually helped me understand a lot more about that show. I already knew it was awesome, but that's kicked it up to my top 5. Because now I can actually fucking understand what the hell everything was going on. Pushing Daisies, one of the best shows I've ever seen. Just criminal that it got fucking canceled. Absolutely criminal. The Sopranos and Hannibal. I know that's 6, but I make the rules here. So, worst shows. This is an interesting question because I don't continue to watch shows I don't like. And if I continue to watch it, that means I liked it enough to continue to watch it. But I feel like the worst shows of the ones I've actually watched, Bones, I quit after 4 seasons. God, it was fucking awful. Just got so bad. First season was awesome. Then they started changing shit. Battlestar Galactica, I watched to the bitter end, but goddamn, did that suck. And X-Files. Same reason for both of them. The Chris Carter effect, they called over on TVTropes.com. It just... you just have a show that just meanders. You know, like they planned it out a week or two in advance, maybe a season in advance if you're really lucky, and that's it. And then, so once you get to, okay, by the way, we're going to be finishing this series at the end of the season, so you need to wrap this shit up. It's like, oh shit. That's what happened with Battlestar Galactica, and that's what happened with X-Files. So they just suck ass in general for that reason. Now, shows, I did watch all Pretty Little Liars, but I watched it because it was so awful. So, that's a fun awful. But shows that I watched only one episode of, and I was like, you would literally have to, go tier 5 to make me watch this shit because it's so fucking bad, is Kathy Keene and Riverdale. They share a universe, by the way, so maybe there's something to do with that. Fucking awful. So, those are probably the worst. Have I seen the Prison Break, Lost and Breaking Bad? I have not seen Prison Break. I have seen Lost and Breaking Bad. The thing about Prison Break is I know something about it. I know that the first season is about them breaking out of prison. The first season is excellent. It's well constructed. They planned it all out. Then after the first season, they're out of prison. And some people get hung up on the fact that it's called Prison Break. So how can you be called Prison Break? It's like the 100. Once a motherfucker dies in 100, they're no longer 100 people. So you can't call it 100 anymore. I never get caught up in that shit. I don't care. But still, the entire premise of the show is about prison breaking. And, then they're out of prison. So I don't know. Like, I just seen dumb movie, but like actually watching it, maybe, it's not dumb. Like, I thought Better Call Saul was going to be dumb. I thought it was going to be fucking stupid. And boy, was I wrong. Like, it's just, so, just because you assume something on a show you haven't seen doesn't mean that, you're wrong about it. Like, it doesn't mean you're right about it. All right, let's see here. Let me jump to somebody else. What do I see happening in Black Sails for the last 2 seasons? Well, actually, we only have 1 season left. This was a question by Klaus, by the way. I see a lot of motherfuckers getting murked. I see Long John fucking Silver, winning everything and becoming king of the universe. That's what I kind of see. No, I think Flint's going to die. Long John Silver, I don't think, is going to die. And I don't think Vane is going to die because he's a real character. I don't think Flint's based on a real character. So anybody who's not real, they're getting fucking murked. Anybody who is real might survive. So that's kind of how what I see happening right now. And then I see Andy Og. I wonder how that's pronounced. Andy Og talking about Prison Break's well done show. Might be worth checking out. I don't know where it's streaming. That's the biggest problem for me is where shit's be streaming. Oh, and then we've got another name I can't pronounce. Yoel. What's my favorite drink? Fireball with Diet Cherry Pepsi. I don't know why I couldn't think. I could think of Fireball. I couldn't think of Diet Cherry Pepsi. Fireball with Diet Cherry Pepsi. And, you got to have the fresh fruit, man. It seems like every media I have seen done in the past 10 years, it shows. I've seen, Jesus, I can't read. I've seen every media done in the past 10 years, it shows a lot are so bad. I don't know. I think there's some hidden gems in there, but like there's so many goddamn channels. Like there are probably good shows on Apple TV. I'll never know because I'm never going to fucking have Apple TV. Then we got Stars. And we got streaming networks I've never even fucking heard of that they have good shows. So, I mean, there's good shit out there. Like, I like that one done by the motherfucker that he did Mr. Robot. And I think it's called Homeland. And it was really good. It's just, it got shit views. So I had to stop watching it. And, here's the thing. In the past year, I don't watch anything for recreation anymore. I mean, you got to pay me to watch. Like, I mean, not metaphorically pay me. You pay me with your views, right? Or you can pay me with like actual cash, right? From Patreon. But either way, you're either paying me with views or you're paying me cash, or I don't have time. Like, I literally don't have to. So I want to see Loki, but I think it's going to do shit views. I watched 2 episodes. I recorded myself watching 2 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it's probably going to do shit views. So I just never have continued with that. I don't have time to watch for pleasure. So really, like, people have been requesting really good shows. So I haven't really watched anything crappy in quite a while, actually. It's probably been a year since I've watched anything that was shit. All right. Alice Flagg asked me, what are my favorite genres in film or television? That's the thing. It's kind of like with music. I like everything. Like, I like a little rap. I like a little country. I like a little jazz. Like, there's no music genre I don't like. It's like, is it a good song within the genre? Kind of the same thing with TV. Although there is a genre I hate, which is romantic comedy, because it's so formulaic. I mean, it's like that old epic rap battle line. Everything's going to happen by page and age 5, right? Like, you get 5 minutes into fucking romantic comedy, everything's going to happen. And for some people, they like that. They're into that. They're like, okay, well, whatever. We know what's going to happen, but we want to watch the journey, right? Not for me. So, other than romantic comedies, I'm pretty much down for anything. And then Andy's talking about OG. Okay. Like, okay. Yeah. All right. And the OG. All right. I would say cheers, but I was drinking water. So cheers. And the OG. See, I thought it was like, because I never know what country people are from. So I thought maybe you were from a country where that's like a normal last name. Florida Man. Of all the shows you're currently watching, or at least a season into, which are you enjoying the most? I don't know what the hell it is about Hunter x Hunter. There's something, it's the characters, probably. And it's funny because I can't remember if it was Stephen King or if it was one of the writers of Lost, but somebody was talking about, I saw an interview and they were talking about the fact that really with TV shows, now we're not talking about movies or books or short stories or short films. It's got to be a TV show. You are there for the journey with the characters. You start, if you like the characters, you want to see how they react to various situations. It's kind of like you have friends. Say you have 3 friends, and they're different. They have different skill sets. One's maybe a coward. One's really smart. He's good with his hands. Or one just fights all the time. And he can fight and take care of himself and shit. And so you would want to see like what happens if they encountered a bully. Well, you think what the coach's going to do. You think what the writer's going to do. You think what the engineer's going to do. But you're not sure until you see them encounter a bully. What if they encounter an alien? Or what if they discover a dead body? Like and it's almost like if you have work friends and you have home friends. And it's always weird when you go to a party that mingles both of them. It's like, wow, now I'm seeing my work friend interact with my home friend. And you see how they work off each other, they clash off each other. That's kind of what it is with TV shows. So you have these characters and you like them and you want to see them in these situations. Like I'd love to see Jack Bauer handle zombies or aliens, because he's such an interesting character. So I'd love to see how he could handle that shit. So, but I think that you fall in love with the characters, and then you just want to hang out with them. And like, if you have your favorite characters, like the ones from Fringe, for instance, there's Walter Bishop, and then there's I can't remember the name of the other 2, but the two they're about the same age end up hooking up, Olivia, and then whatever his name was. So you just want to see them do things. You just want to hang out. I'd love to play cards with those 2. I'd love to talk to them about movies. I would love to play video games with them, or just go driving with them and talk to them. You just want to hang out with these people because they're interesting people. And when you get that way with the show, then it doesn't matter what the plot is. It's about the characters. That's the thing with Lost. Lost was about the characters. We just want to hang out with these people. We want to see the world through their eyes. We want to see them do things. We just want to spend time with them. That's why we feel lost when the show is over. Because now we've lost our friends. We can't hang out with these people anymore. They're gone, right? So that's the best shows. The shows that grip you are the ones where you want to spend time with these people because they're fun to be around in one way or another. Maybe they're sarcastic. Maybe they kick ass. Maybe they have trauma that you can relate to. It doesn't matter what it is specifically about the characters that you attach to, but you attach these characters. So if you get the characters right, and if people relate to the characters, then the plot really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that these characters could be in a zombie film, they could be in sci-fi, they could be in a mystery, they could be anything. They could be traveling the world. As long as you just get to spend time with your friends. So I think Hunter x Hunter for me is those characters are like that. They're just a lot of fun to be around. Dora is like that too, but like I don't know what the hell's going on. And it's short, and I know it's going to end soon, so I'm not going to get too attached. With Hunter x Hunter, I got a lot of time to spend with these motherfuckers. I got like another 120 episodes. So that's why it's my favorite show, because you just want to hang out with these people. There's other shows that's really just about the plot. That's all you care about. Like the plot's interesting, the characters don't matter. I find those shows interesting too. If the plot is like really super specific, Jesus, like Mr. Robot, for instance. I don't really like any of the characters, although Darlene makes me laugh. I don't really like any characters, but the plot is so fucking fascinating. So those are the two kinds of shows, I think. I think that's what makes a good show. Yeah, Andy is talking about Hunter x Hunter is the best anime he's ever seen. And he likes the realism in the world. Yeah, the world building in Hunter x Hunter is so weird. I think we just don't have enough information. What the hell is going on with these goddamn airships? What's happening? Like, what's their technology level? It seems like it's around 2001, but I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see some motherfuckers coming up in cavalry with swords and shit. You know, like it's a little vague. It's probably intentionally vague. And, like, trying not to hype Hunter x Hunter too much, but it's 90 times better than. One of the arcs is even 9 times better than the New York arc, and the New York arc is fucking good, man. So yeah, I'm hyped. It's too late. You've already hyped me up. It's really hard to say goodbye to some characters. This is Yoel. After so much time invested in them, it's really hard to not care about them. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I'm gonna be sad with some of this shit when some of this shit ends. Not Mr. Robot, not Better Call Saul, because Jimmy's a dick. If Kim dies, I'm gonna be sad. You're gonna see a grown ass man cry. So yeah, but yeah, man, I don't want to say goodbye to Hunter x Hunter. BoJack's gonna be hard just because Mr. Peanut Butter makes me laugh. I want to see a Mr. Peanut Butter spinoff show. Yeah, I mean, I want him dressed as that fucking Roman emperor. That outfit was ridiculous. Love Lost first season dragged, but it felt like it was I was on the island when I watched it. Yeah, that was awesome. And I have if you want to go back in my videos, I have a theory about the first season of Lost. That's one of the things I think made it so good. But that's pretty far back. That was a few months ago. Shooter144. Watch Billions, Boardwalk Empire, Sons of Anarchy, Homeland. Okay, now I've seen Homeland, and I would actually be very curious what you thought of the last season of Homeland, because I thought it was complete, utter, unmitigated shit. Like, we're talking about rancid yak shit. It was fucking bad. And I didn't even watch the last couple. I literally stopped watching. I fucking love Homeland. I love the actors. I fucking love that series so much. There's a scene in season 5 between Mandy Patinkin and one of the other guys, Dar or whatever his name was. Just that one scene, it's like a 5-minute scene between the two of them. It's like a masterclass in acting. I just literally just go and watch that scene sometimes. You know, and it's just, they're just volleying back and forth. And it's just, I fucking love that scene so much. So I love the show. But man, you talk about a show going off the fucking rails. Holy shit. Boy. But up until then, up until that last season, it was excellent. I've seen the pilot of Boardwalk Empire. I will be reacting to it. It's just, like I said, there's an editing backlog right now. I need to figure out a better time management system, better workflow. Somehow, I need to figure out some way to edit faster. And I'm not sure if that's just doing full reactions for some of these things. It's hard with my hip, but I could time it out where maybe I just do full reactions for Boardwalk Empire or something. I don't know. But like, I have to time it. Like, there's like 3 times a day where I can do like an hour sitting down at once. So yeah, I'm definitely doing Boardwalk Empire. Sons of Anarchy, I watched it again, went off the rails at the end, but you know, that's the characters. Some of the characters are so interesting, so engaging that absolutely want to enjoy. I can rewatch it. That's the question. Can I rewatch it? With Battlestar Galactica, I fucking, the day after the series finale, I went to a used DVD store and sold my fucking DVDs. The first 3 seasons, immediately, the day after I sold the fucking DVDs. And I've never watched it again until I watched the first season again for a Patreon. But like, it was 10 years I hadn't watched that shit. Whereas Sons of Anarchy is rewatchable. Yeah, so that's good. Billions, I actually screen recorded the pilot episode. I just haven't gotten around to watch it. People tell me good things about that. See, Leon there. Hello, and I might as well answer your Patreon question now. How would I survive as a member of Tony Soprano's crime family? Survive is a big word, because I would last about 3 fucking seconds and be dead, and then never remember it again and be like, hey man, what was that one dude? Like, he was here for literally 5 minutes and he got his ass murked. You know, so survive is a very questionable word. And the reason is, the one thing that really bugs me about that show, I just don't fucking understand it. It has to do with the hierarchy and self-control. 2 things I don't really work with very well. But Tony can just beat the shit out of somebody, and then they just got to stand there and fucking take it. They're not allowed to hit back. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Literally. Like, he can just come up to you, he can just start beating the fuck out of you. Like, that poor ass fucking bartender motherfucker. Tony beat the fuck out of him multiple times. And I see we got some new people. If you want to drop questions, if I don't get to your questions now, I will do a special video to answer questions like EFAP. So while I rant on, feel free to drop some questions in there. But anyway, like, Tony just beat the fuck out of you, and then you're supposed to just stand there and take it. And I can't do it, man. I just can't fucking. I'm not saying I'd win the fight. Tony's got fucking 100 pounds on me, even now, as big as I am. He's a big motherfucker, tall too, apparently. But so yeah, I would last about 5 minutes because I would fight back, and then he would just bust a cat. That'd be it. Could I be successful and friends with Tony? I could definitely be friends with Tony. See, which Tony are we talking about here? Are we talking about friend Tony? Like he was with, who was that motherfucker? The dude from Terminator 2 that came in, and Robert Patterson, or whatever the fuck his name, Robert Patrick. The Robert Patrick character. He was friends with Robert Patrick character. Then Robert Patrick entered his world, and then all of a sudden he became, prey. So those are 2 Tonys. I can be friends with Tony. Hey, man, how's your kid doing at how's he doing at college? Which college is he going to? Hey, you want to go grab some pasta? You want to get our drink on? Goddamn right. I mean, I drink it straight like an animal, but whatever. You do all that. So I can be friends with Tony. But as far as like the crime world, like, I don't think I'd be very successful there. Okay, looking back at the chat. As far as Andy asked what are my top favorite shows. I did address that earlier in the video. So like when this gets saved later, you can check that out. Whatever happened to Deadwood? The views were trash. And I pray to the God of the views, the almighty God of the views. I'm a whore. I don't think there's any question. Like, I don't think anybody doubts that, or like there's any vagueness about this shit. I'm a straight whore. So because I'm trying to grow my channel, like I got a little bitty tiny channel, so I'm trying to grow it. Like once I got a big ass channel, then I can do these passion projects, right? But I love Deadwood. I'd love to do more Deadwood. It's just, man, the views were straight trash. So it's kind of sad. Hey, Klaus, he's here. Rules are rules. That's true. Yeah, you could just. He's just allowed to just beat the shit out of you. But rules are rules, I guess. Oh, George the bartender. Yeah, I never remember that motherfucker's name because he was never around enough time to, instead of just getting his ass beat, right? What animal do I think I'd be in the BoJack universe? So now we're gonna get into some bestiality shit. All right. Well, there ain't gonna be no goddamn insects. That's off the top because those insects are fucking disgusting. As far as the animals go, I guess I'd be a dog. That's kind of had an affinity for dogs all my life. Shadow Dog Productions is actually named after a dog I had, named Shadow. So I guess it'd be a dog. What breed of dog? Well, Shadow Dog was a golden retriever German Shepherd mix. So, which means he looked like a German Shepherd, but he was blonde. So it's a very weird look. My friend's like, damn, what are you, motherfucker? Mixed race ass, But not there's anything wrong with that. Just saying, So I'd probably be a mixed race ass dog, because a German Shepherd, I want to be a blonde German Shepherd, in other words. Tony don't have friends. That's true. He doesn't have friends. He has people he uses. Now he may use them in professionally, like get money out of them. Maybe get favors or whatever from usually favors, or he uses them to make himself feel better. Like all the women and shit. So yeah, that's definitely true. Nodge 142. Sorry if this has been asked before, but out of the main 5 BoJack characters, who's my favorite? Had the most attachment to Mr. Peanut Butter, which amazes me because I've never had this turn on a character before. The first season, about 2/3 of the first season, I fucking hated Mr. Peanut Butter. I hated him with a purple fucking passion because I thought he was a douchebag. What I didn't realize is, wait a minute, he's just fucking stupid. He's a moron. Okay, I get it. He's a moron. Yeah, that's the ticket. He's a moron. And once I realized he's a moron, it was all good, So, but yeah, so he's actually my favorite character. BoJack's a dick. Diane has become a dick, and it took me a long time to realize she's a dick. Yeah, so guess that's about it. Princess Caroline, I'm just kind of either way on. I admire her ambition, and I like her. Just she gets shit done, but she's an asshole. She'll stab you in the back with her claws. So that's probably about it for that. What do I think about the Dexter season revival? I'm very excited about it. Obviously the last season sucked ass. By the way, hey Alex, Alice, Jesus, have another drink. I am very excited about it. I haven't watched the trailers, but I have, unfortunately, because I get news alerts. Hey, spoiler, spoiler, just lift up my phone and there they are. So I do know that Deborah's coming back. I assume she's going to be a Dark Passenger. I assume they're not going to bring James Remar back. It's just going to be her. I actually wanted them after season 4. I wanted them to bring in Rita as a Dark Passenger. Just have her on the show and have her be the Dark Passenger at that point. But I think because that'd be his guilty conscience. Just really driving fucking home, right? But I assume what they're going to do now is they're going to do Deborah as that. They'll do that. What the idea I had in my head all those years ago, they're just going to do Rita instead. And all these years in between, I think it came off the air at 2013. I wanted them to do a revival series called Harrison. And it'd be Harrison. He'd be 18 years old. He's just starting to kill. And they wouldn't mention Dexter at all. And maybe they don't even call it Harrison. Maybe they call it something else, like Into the Dark or whatever. You get 3 or 4 episodes into it. And his name would be Harrison, but with the title being something else. You get 3 or 4 episodes into it. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the 4th episode, Dexter shows up. He's like, hey, I'm your dad. And then at that point, 4 episodes in, we would actually realize it's a spinoff series. We wouldn't even know it's a spinoff series for the first 4 episodes. We think it's just some 18-year-old serial killer. Then at that point, we realized that'd blow everybody's fucking mind. It would take over the internet. People would immediately go back and watch the first 4 episodes who hadn't been watching it yet. Be great. I mean, put me in charge, Hollywood. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's see here. Watch a new Chucky series. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the doll, right? Oh, this is not jacking anybody off. This is stab. There's a knife in my hand. Okay. You're talking about Chucky series, not Chuck, the Intersect that got so fucking horrible, like unwatchable the last couple of seasons. And the people that buy more, they sucked ass throughout the series. They sucked ass. The Chucky series. I've only seen the first Chucky movie, so I don't know. I mean, if it get views, obviously, like I said before, I'm a whore, so I'll do it. But not something that's like super on my radar. I was into slasher movies in my 20s, not so much anymore. Although Evil Dead was excellent. You'll be seeing my reaction to that a little bit later. Let's see. Yep, you knew I'd say no insects because they're fucking disgusting. Leon's here for bestiality. Doesn't shock me. Oh, we're all here for it. Well, maybe we've said too much. Atlanta, probably so. Probably so. I just have this editing backlog right now. That's just a problem because there's only so much. Everything you see me put out either on Patreon or on YouTube, that's the maximum amount I can edit in a week. That's it. So that's why, if something gets blocked, I don't even have time to fucking re-edit it to unblock it. So like Mad Men's been getting really hit hard with that shit. But like a lot of times, Patreon videos get uploaded at 9 a.m. It's 6 a.m. I'm hitting schedule. Yeah. So that's, there's not much room to, there's no time for any extra editing. But yeah, I'd love to do Atlanta. And again, those half-hour comedies are going to be great for full reactions. I could do 100 of those because there's no editing required. There's a little bit of editing, but not much. Let's see here. Well, it's funny, Shooter. It's funny you mentioned movie reactions because there's going to be 4 or 5 movie reactions, actually more than that, on this channel here today. And in fact, in 3 minutes, there's going to be a movie reaction. It's one of Leon's movies. I don't remember which one. Let me check this real quick. Master and Commander. Yeah, that's one of Leon's movies. And so then after that, we're going to get, I should probably just leave this up here for a second. The Master. We've got Master Commander and the Master, and that's confusing about that. Spy Game, Evil Dead, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, and Mr. Brooks. So we've got, looks like 6 straight movies, and then a few movies later on. So I like doing the movies. But it's really hard to cram 2 hours down into 10 minutes of footage you can use. That's why I like doing them over Patreon, because it's like, here you go. Here's a fucking hour to watch. I don't have to edit shit. Well, I mean, I edit it, but I don't have to keep it to just 10 minutes. So it's really hard to get it down to 10 minutes. I'm still editing a couple of these movies because I'm trying to get it down to 10 minutes. And it's like, what do I leave? What do I take out? So movies are tough. If I knew ahead of time, like the John Wick movie, I knew ahead of time that shit was gonna get good views. So then I was able to do 2 or 3 parts. So that was cool. But some of these movies are like really obscure ass movies are probably going to get 20 views. So you need to leave it to one video. Let's see. Favorite show of all time. Well, if you look at this video, this will be uploaded in full later when I'm done here. You'll see the answer. But of all time, is probably Pushing Daisies, because it was perfect. Even though they had to, they knew only 4 episodes ahead of time, they had to close it. But it's just perfect. It's just, I mean, everything in that sense of humor is just perfect. Every Brian Fuller TV series has been great. He just can't stay on the fucking show. He'll get fired after 2 seasons. Don't matter what it is. Hannibal, perfect show, gets fired. No, actually, he didn't get fired off that. That's the only one. American Gods, perfect show, gets fired. Dead Like Me, perfect show, gets fired. Pushing Daisies, I think he got fired and it got canceled. I think it's a little bit before that. I'm not sure on that one. And then Wonder Falls didn't even last long enough for him to get fired. Plus, he got fired off Star Trek before it even came out. I mean, that motherfucker, Brian Fuller's a genius storyteller, but something about him, he just rubs people the wrong way. He's an asshole. Because, like, motherfucker, he'd be getting straight fired just off the top, man. It's just, cannot stay on the show. So, but yeah, Pushing Daisies would have to be that one. Let me see here. Yeah, it's very confusing, Alice. Master and Commander. And in fact, in the Master, he talks about a Commander too. So like, it's all very fucking confused. It's probably intentionally confused. Yeah. Brian, I think it's Byron. Never heard of Pushing Daisies. Pushing Daisies is excellent. Wonder Falls is excellent. And Dead Like Me is excellent. And they're all in the same universe, and they're all by Brian Fuller. In fact, Dead Like Me was a third, and they have a reference. Wait, no, I think Pushing Daisies came after Dead Like Me. I'm not sure. One of them references the other. I think it was Pushing Daisies, because they referenced the temperate agency that Georgia works at. So yeah, they're all in the same universe, and together we're talking about 5 seasons over the 3 shows, and then they did 1 TV movie, for Dead Like Me. Well, gonna have to be wrapping this up because the hip's starting to hurt, and I need to get back to editing. So, if you have any last questions here, right quick, let me look back through Patreon. See, Death Note. What do you guys think? Tell me real quick. What do you think of Death Note? Because I keep seeing about 50% opinions on it. Either people hate it or they love it, and I don't know which way to go. So let me know what you think. You can just do like Death Note, thumbs up or thumbs down or something, or get more elaborate with it. But that's one of those. That and Attack on Titan are the ones I keep hearing people talk about the most. But I don't know if they're any good. And why are they attacking Titan? Let me see. Klaus, are you talking about Death Note? You think it dropped hard after the first half? Hard, not just dropped a little bit. Let's see here. Looking good. Let's see if I have any more questions here right quick. Oh, again from Alice. What I think is going to happen in the next season of Ozark and Better Call Saul? Ozark, that's the question, isn't it? They haven't, see, here's the thing. They haven't sinned as much as Walter White did. Walter White had to die. Like, that was mandatory. Like, he had to die because he had sinned too much. His wife, and I don't remember any character names. Like, it's been a year since I've seen it. So, but his wife has sinned more than he has, because he's actually relatively moral. Like, yes, he's stealing money, not even stealing money, just hiding money for a cartel. Yes, the cartel's responsible for death, so he's kind of enabling them, but they would find somebody else. I mean, you can rationalize it, right? But his wife straight up marked a motherfucker for murder. Now, don't get me wrong. I danced and I wanted that motherfucker dead badly. Like I should have done a Chrissy dance back then, right? Yeah, but I hadn't met Chrissy yet, so I didn't realize that was gonna be necessary. But his wife did mark somebody for death, so she's a sinner. She probably dies. The creepy kid probably takes over, and maybe he becomes the new one, and then the daughter, who gives a shit, and then the father, I believe he probably lives. Like I said, he'll probably go to prison, and that'll be his penance. But he doesn't. He probably doesn't die. But his wife's a sinner, so she's got to go. Yeah, that's off the top. But yeah, I can see because his son can go so many different ways. He just becomes a straight up serial killer. Or he could just go legit and join the FBI or something. Who knows with that motherfucker, right? But I think he'll probably just end up working for a cartel or starting a cartel of his own. Hey, let's have an American cartel. Nobody's done that yet. As far as Better Call Saul, like it's just we're on railroad tracks to Breaking Bad. The only question really in my mind, because obviously Nacho dies. So the only question in my mind is what happens to Kim. And I've seen YouTube videos, and I haven't looked at them, but I've seen it where it's like, could Kim be alive during Breaking Bad and just not on screen, right? And apparently the video makes a case for this, right? After they've seen 5 seasons. I've only seen 4. So that's the only question in my mind. I'm assuming she lives, gets away, and then the whole show's going to end after Breaking Bad. We go back to him at the very end, and he rejoins. She finds him, and they live happily ever after. That's why I assume it's going to happen. But I'm an optimist. All right, let's see here. One last check at the comments. Appreciate that, Byron. Watched Death Note years ago in the first half. The first half you stopped watching. Okay, so that's 2 for dropping hard. Isn't Death Note? Is that where he has names in a book or something? I heard something like he has to kill everybody in a book, or if he puts a name in a book, they die. I don't know, but it sounds. I remember when somebody told me about this years ago. It sounded good. But let's see. Good short run show. Attack on Titan is better, longer one. Death Note is so we got one for never dropped off. Andy talks about that. Oh, also Naruto is another one I keep hearing about. Leon, yes, obviously we'll be getting unedited, non-YouTube version on Patreon. Yeah, that'll happen. Let's see, it's One Piece is another one. Like there's so many of these I just hear about. I don't know anything about any of them. One Piece just makes me hungry. Naruto, no idea what the hell is about. I don't know why they're attacking Titan. And Death Note, I know a little bit about. Yeah, I do want to, Andy, I do want to make a Discord. I just don't know anything. I actually have a Discord account. I just don't know how the hell to use it, and I don't have time to learn. But that is something I definitely want to do. It has some mods and stuff, and I got some people in mind for that. But One Piece is over 1,000 episodes. Fuck that machine. All right. Well, we'll get to end it here. The hip is screaming. I have to get back to editing, and the first video is dropped. So if you want to go check out Master and Commander, it's there. And in another hour, we got the Master, and then we go up from there. But have a fun marathon, and thank you guys for joining and asking questions. And like I said, if I missed any questions, I will come back and answer them. So pleasure having you guys here.